Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to JT in the Raw Show 22. And today I'm going to tell you all about why is the show being aired late? Why is the show not at 8 o'clock in the morning? We're going to talk about how to avoid burnout. The hashtag AskJT question this week is about contra deals in business. So we're going to talk about that. And I got a big announcement for where next week's show is. Boom, it's on. Okay, so for anyone who's a first-time watcher of JT in the Raw, these are my musings. It's a weekly show. It's normally on 8 o'clock in the morning on a Friday, which is 1 o'clock LA time, 4 o'clock New York time, or 9 o'clock in London. So you can get your fix no matter where you are in the world, like Belinda, who's just tuned in right now from Western Australia. And it's a bit of a licorice all sorts show where I just chew the thin about a whole range of business stuff, and just, it's a bit of everything. It's got a bit of everything in it. Sometimes when I talk about flows into life, sometimes it's just business. So yeah, hope you enjoy the show and tune in on a regular basis, but normally Friday mornings at 8 o'clock. Okay, so why is today late? Well, the answer is really simple. This morning, I had a colonoscopy. So at 8 o'clock, when I should have been with you guys, I was with a specialist going under the knife or whatever that is. And the reason why I had a colonoscopy is I've got a chronic illness called ulcerative colitis. It's not an illness that a lot of people know about. A lot of people probably don't even know I had it. And I'm not going to gross you out with all the symptoms because it's not a pleasant disease to have. But it does mean I have to have my colon examined every 12 to 24 months, which is great. Not really, because the prep is horrible, but it is great because what it does is it means I get everything checked. I get checked for colon cancer, prostate cancer, and any other cancers down there that us men are susceptible to. So it's a really great an amazing sort of checkup for me. They do everything all in the one go, which I guess is pretty awesome for me as a man because, like most men, I'm bulletproof, I'm lazy about my own health, and I'm so busy. I mean, I'm just so busy that I don't have time to... Seriously. Hey, morning, good afternoon, Angus, Sylvia, Eugene, and Richard Mark Tatunji. Okay, in all honesty, between you and me, if I didn't have to have this procedure, I'm not sure I would get around to having my... So, let me give you some stats, guys, that may just force you to do something. In regard to colon cancer, it's estimated that it will be the second most commonly diagnosed cancer this year. The second most. The age standardized incidence rate will 62 cases per 100,000 people. So it'll be for the age of 74 males and 51-year-old for females. That's colon cancer. Prostate cancer in 2016, it's estimated that 1 in 6 males will be diagnosed with prostate cancer before the age of 85. And in fact, 1 in 30 will die of prostate cancer. That's all pretty scary numbers. In fact, they believe that there'll be more people diagnosed with prostate cancer than breast cancer. Prostate cancer, colon cancer, they are real things, guys. So get to the doctor and get a checkup. Certainly it's more prevalent to people over the age of 50, absolutely. But there's no reason why it can't hit you guys if you're younger, because cancer does not discriminate on age. So I'd encourage you to get along and get it checked out. Or give me a thumbs up right now, Train. Give me a thumbs up right now if you're going to check with somebody who's over the age of 50 over the weekend and convince them to get their prostate checked. You could be saving their life. Give me a thumbs up if you're going to do that. I'd really appreciate it, and I'm sure they will as well. Okay, so some shout-outs. By this time of night, I'm pretty sure that almost every American who would normally be listening is suffering food coma. Food coma because of Thanksgiving. So a special shout out to all the Americans out there. I hope you enjoyed a wonderful day of eating, but more importantly, a day with your family. I really hope you had an incredible day and burn the turkey tomorrow. A huge shout out also to all the people that watched show 21, where I had a rant about celebrity personal trainers. I think it was one of my most watched JTs in the Raw. So thanks for all your support, guys. If you missed that show, put 21 in the comments below. I'll send you the link and you can hear my rant about personal trainers. You can also hear about me challenging peak bodies across the globe to call out those trainers who are not registered. Okay, also like to give a shout out this week to a few new clients. Aaron, who's just come on board the Club Owners Industry Leaders Roundtable. Shout out to you, mate. Got a couple of others that are still interested. Got confirmation from Cindy that I'm going to get to work with her team at their annual retreat, which is very cool. And also Bonnie, who I'm going to be working with her personal training team in February. Picked up Amy, who is a Pilates and yoga studio owner, as a new client down in Melbourne. So I'm looking forward to doing some business coaching with Amy. And of course, a very quick shout out to my friends at Qantas. Those of you that have been watching the show would know that I had my bag crushed by a conveyor belt about 4 weeks ago, almost to the day. And they've come through the goods, new bags, some money to get some new clothes. Thanks, Qantas. Fair to say, you've got me forever. Awesome. Okay, now I've got a little bit of education for you. And this education kind of relates to everybody in business. So, hey, Angus, Shane, Prue, Mel, and Robbie Ward. Hi, welcome to JT in the Raw Show 22 and Ryan Johnston over there in New Zealand. So this week I read a really cool article in the Harvard Business Review. Yes, I'm a wanker. I read the Harvard Business Review. And it was called Managing Yourself, Beating Burnout. And it had some fascinating research around burnout in the workplace. I guess you won't be surprised when you hear what the symptoms are. Exhaustion. Now, when I think exhaustion, maybe like you guys, you kind of think physical exhaustion. But burnout means profound physical, profound cognitive, and profound emotional exhaustion and fatigue. That's a sign of burning out. Second sign is cynicism. You detach yourself from your projects. You disengage with what you're currently doing. Third is inefficacy. This relates to feeling incompetent, unproductive, and even underachieving. So if you're feeling any of those three things, then you're starting to get a little bit burnt out. Hey, Andrew. Hey, Stace. And hi, Owen. Now, the author, Monique Valcour, shared some great recovery tips and some prevention tips. The first one she talks about is prioritizing self-care. And she says this, quote, "It's essential to replenish your physical and emotional energy." That's really funny, guys who are regulars to this show, because you know that we're doing the Refill Your Cup challenge at the moment. And that's where you can actually ward off burnout. If you simply refill your cup. Next week is week 4 of the challenge. You can join at any stage, and we're shooting for now 8 weeks of 15 minutes every day of journaling and examining what are you grateful for in life. What are you grateful? So if you missed that show, that was show 19. Just pop 19 in the comments. I'll send you the link on what we're trying to do in relation to Refill Your Cup challenge. G'day, Chris Tuatara Morrison. How you going? Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, Andrew, I'm all good. All good. She also goes on and says we need to shift our perspective at work. You're going to need to alter your negative thoughts in the workplace. You're going to have to buffer them because they're still going to exist even though you're trying to ward off that burnout. She says we need to reduce the stresses in our job. First of all, we need to identify the things that stress us in the workplace. And then we need to reset the expectations for our family, for our team, and our colleagues so that they understand what we're trying to do and where we're trying to head. And the fourth one, which I found really interesting, was that we need to seek out connections, really seek out, develop rich personal connections for personal and professional development. That was really cool. And she gave this great example. And that example was an organisation called Vistage. Vistage is a networking group, if you will, of people that come together on a regular basis, non-competing peers, and talk about business every 2 months. Funny, That kind of sounds a lot like the industry leaders round table that we run. So in every business, we have customers. Those customers could be our staff or they could be our paying customers. And if we are short, if we are cynical, or if we're even down on ourselves, that we can't be customer centric. And that's bad for business. So let's ensure moving forward after today is that we don't burn out and we don't burn our team out. Let's increase our awareness and our consciousness to everyone's behaviour to ensure that our battery is full of juice every day. How about that? Go back and listen if you're just tuning in. Scotty Robinson, Maddie Parry, Darren Elkin, and Marlon, also from New Zealand. Go back and listen about that on how to make sure we ward off burnout in the workplace. Okay, this week, hashtag AskJT. Remember, you can ask me any questions you like about business, life. If it's life, I might make it up. But if it's about business, hopefully will find an answer for you. And this week's question comes from Linda, who's in Melbourne. Linda's a personal trainer who's just started off a brand new business. She's within 3 months of launching her business. And she says this, I've been doing a contra deal with a client for them to do my website, and I train them. Problem is my website needs some love and I'm worried about asking him for some help. I feel guilty about asking him. I feel guilty about putting pressure on him, but we have this arrangement, this contra deal. Linda, contra deals or swapping services are a great way to save money, especially in a startup. So you've done a great job there, but it can create unwanted stress if one of the parties is unhappy with the arrangement. So my 2 tips for you, Linda, are these. Firstly, number 1, have them quote for the job first. Get an idea of what it's going to cost to do the job that you want. This means you know exactly what it will cost if you had to pay cash. Then suggest an equal value of swaps. This means, for example, if your website is going to cost you $1,000 and to train with you, Linda, is $100, then you would swap the website for 10 sessions. What do you think about that idea? I suggest that you both sign whatever customer paperwork is required. The person you are dealing with must know the expectations from you, Linda, as a client, and vice versa. The more open the discussion you have with them up front and at the beginning, the better the arrangement is going to be moving forward. You see, Linda, contra deals are like employing any other service provider in our business or any other employee. Communication from the beginning is critical. From the beginning, we have to set the goalposts and they're agreed upon. Ideally in writing, so that you can both refer back to that agreement if you ever need to. So, always get it right at the front end and the back end will take care of itself. Always get it right at the front end and the back end will take care of itself. Hey, Pete Dugmore, how you going, mate? Okay, next week. Next week is a big week for me and it starts on Sunday with an 8-year-old gymnastics party. Zoe turns 8 on Monday, so it's her gymnastics party on Sunday, which means obviously Monday is going to be a big day of party celebrations. Then Tuesday, I'm flying to New York for the rest of the week. I'm going to be meeting with the Rex Round Table chairs from around the globe. It's a massive couple of days of professional development for me. Now, this development makes me a better facilitator and leader for the industry leaders round table. It's a really cool time for me, and I just love doing it, love getting together with these guys. It does mean, though, I will be away for my wedding anniversary for the first time, so I guess I'm in a little bit of trouble there, and a gift might be needed from New York. What do you guys think? Give me a thumbs up if you agree. So, that means show 23 next week will be coming to you live from New York City, the city that doesn't sleep. That's right. I'll be coming live from New York City. If you want me to do a show from Times Square where you guys get to see the sights and the sounds of New York City, give me a thumbs up, hit a like, tell me you want to see it all the way live from Times Square so you'll feel like you're right there with me. Okay, nearly finished. Before I go, Today, very serious way to finish is White Ribbon Day. It's White Ribbon Day in Australia. So, what is White Ribbon Day? For those that are overseas or those that are unaware even in Australia. It's a day where we focus on preventing violence against women. So I'm going to take the White Ribbon Oath with you guys as my witness. And it goes something like this. I will stand up, speak out, and act to prevent men's violence against women. This is my oath. Join me today in standing up, speaking out, and acting to prevent women's violence against women. This is my oath. Will you join me? Okay, quote of the week. Quote of the week for you. Always finish with this, guys. Here it comes. Get it right at the front end, and the back end will take care of itself. Get it right at the front end, and the back end will take care of itself. Thanks for tuning in to JT in the Raw, show 22. I apologise for the screw up with the internet earlier. Hope you have an awesome weekend. We will, celebrating Zoe's birthday. And I will catch you next week live from New York City. Have a good one.